Okay, so we screwed up. That's true. But it's not why you think we did. In this video, we are going to tell you everything there is to update about the Luxe Trilogy set, how we screwed up, where we screwed up, and why we need your help. Yes, we really need your help with this launch, and trust me when I say this, you hold a very key position and a decision maker in this particular launch segment. So please, in case you want to be interested about the new Luxe Trilogy set, this video is for you. If in case you're like, we are not interested, then you can just skip the video and get back to whatever you're doing. Cool? Okay. So almost like 4 weeks back, we announced that we are gonna, me and Rizwan, we are gonna work on 3 new blends: Luxe Ethos, Luxe Mythos, and Luxe Desire. But although the names were decided, the persona behind it was decided, but the blends were not. And that is where we asked you to help us. In the comment section, you outpoured your love. And thank you so much, because those comments basically helped us out to map what the DNAs are going to be. Based on your comments, we took the right parts, because not every note complements the other note. And that is the reason we came up with this idea. We are going to launch 3 perfumes: Luxe Ethos, Luxe Mythos, Luxe Desire. Each will have a very specific personality, but the perfumes needed to be modular. What does modular mean? At any given point in time, 2 of those perfumes again can be clubbed with each other in a layering basis and makes another 3rd blend. That was the entire idea. A modular trilogy set where 3 perfumes, completely different smelling, not clones. Okay. But again, after layering those 2, they create another 3rd blend, which is again interesting. So let's start with the perfume revealing. How the video is going to be, we will reveal the perfumes first. We will talk about the notes, what we thought about when we were ideating on the perfume, what is the projection, what is the performance. Then we will talk about the pricing, why the pricing was set at that particular pricing. Is there any other offers that can reduce the pricing? And then we will talk about the screw up and how you can help us fix that screw up. Okay, that's the entire timeline. So let's first start with the perfumes. Okay, introducing Luxe Ethos. This is the box. Luxe Mythos. This is the box. And Luxe Desire. This is the box. This is the entire trilogy set. Let's talk about the perfumes: Ethos, Mythos, and Desire. A small little announcement for how the internal box is going to look like that. It will have one sample in the box, which is a secret sample. We are going to get into it very soon. Along with each boxes, there is going to be a secret sample. More on this a bit later. Let's talk about every perfume right now. So let's talk about Luxe Ethos first. What is Luxe Ethos? The ideation behind Luxe Ethos was a very grounded, matured person. A man with fewer words, but every single words hold a certain depth, impactful. That was the kind of thought process we had when we were designing Luxe Ethos. And this is what we came up with: a dark bottle. The color profile is black, just to tell you what the entire psychology behind the perfume is, and what personifies better than a grounded, dark, matured person than vetiver. Vetiver anyway is a matured note, and that is what we were after. And after careful thought process going through the comment section, we felt that it cannot be something which is a very uplifting vetiver, a bright vetiver. It needs to be something which is a bit more darker, inky, black, earthy vetiver. Okay, holds that, persona. But it cannot be just vetiver, right? There needs to be other nuances as well. And that is when we thought about mixing some fruity nuances and some citrusy nuances at the top, but not the grapefruit nuances, not the brighter, dirty orange like the other mist. We wanted something a bit more grounded, a bit more earthy. And that is the reason we went with sage, a bit of pepper, a bit of bergamot, a bit of grapefruit. Okay, these were the things that we discussed on and we added. At the base, we went with some spices like cardamom, cinnamon, ginger. These were the spices. They were added to the vetiver note to give it a spicier edge. Along with that, we also went with some nutmeg, and to give it a powdery essence, we went with orris root. Okay, these were all done to make the vetiver transition from the citrusy blends to the spicier blend. And then at the base, there is some patchouli added to the vetiver to give it a bit more earthy nature. And there is some woody notes and a little bit of amber. What the resulting concoction is a dark vetiver which has got the essence of being grounded, but also not so grounded that you're only getting damp, earthy vetiver. It is mixing with the spices and creating a blend which gives it more character. Somebody who's introverted yet extroverted. It means initially he's introverted. He won't speak much, but to the people around him who are closer, he's an extroverted person. He speaks, he communicates, he laughs. He has both the nature, being grounded, but at the same time being somebody who's outward facing as well. That was the ideation we had with Ethos. In terms of the blend, right at the moment we spray the perfume, zero alcoholic blast, and thanks Rizwan, you made it possible. I mean, I'm going to talk more about how the blend was done, but just to give you a perspective, none of these blends will feel synthetic at any given point in time. It's that good. More on this when we talk about the pricing. Okay. Performance. Almost 1 hour 15 minutes to 1 hour 30 minutes this is going to project, and an overall longevity of like 7 hours when applied on the clothes. That's what we are getting as of now. These perfumes, as and when they have reached me, is almost settling for almost like a month. By the time it reaches your hand, it will be 2 months that the perfume will be settled in, and you're going to get awesome performance right out of the box. That is for sure. Let's talk about the next kid in the block. That's Mythos. For Mythos, we had a very different perspective, a completely different persona. Okay, imagine this. It could be you as well, or it could be anybody in your group who's a very young, not even young by age, young by the characteristics. Somebody who's energetic, who's charming, who is always up, who is so intoxicating, or his energy is so intoxicating that everybody around him is uplifted. That was the kind of persona we wanted to get with Mythos. The radiating energy was the kind of persona that we had in mind. And we didn't want to create a blue category perfume. Neither we wanted to create a citrusy perfume. Neither we wanted to create an aquatic perfume. But we still wanted to give it that burst of energy. Now, we wanted to go ahead with the fruity nuances. But you know what? I mean, typically fruity nuances usually end up making it very gourmand or very fruity and sweet, kind of like that. So one note I had in mind was from the God of Fire DNA, the mango. But the mango in God of Fire was juicy, ripe mango. What I wanted was a roasted, smoky mango with less sweetness, but more of that mango flavor. And that is where Rizwan blended this in such a way that it has the mango from God of Fire, but not the sweet mango. It's a bit more dark, smoky. There is this edge in the mango, along with the spices that makes it completely different. Okay. Along with that mango, there is again grapefruit, there is mint, there is bergamot at the top, and then at the base you get the Aventus-like vibe as well, because it has got that oak moss, it has got that birch tar, because we wanted to add smoky edge into the mix. But at the same time, you know what happens? Okay, I will be very honest with you. I made a layering video where we talked about God of Fire and Aventus as a layering option. When you layered those two perfumes together, in layering, what happens is, based on the notes, the dominant and the recessive notes, some overpowers the other, and then you get the smell of that particular perfume. Depending on which one is more heavier or which one is more airier or lighter, you get different nuances of the smell. But overall, you will be able to understand that, okay, the perfume smells exactly like how when we were layering them. It does not create a third compound. But when you mix oils together, you let them settle in. Basically the formula is A plus B is AB when you're doing the layering. When you are fusing the blends together, you are not getting A plus B equals to AB, you are getting A plus B equals to C. A completely new compound which only comes up when you mix them together and you let them settle. Okay. And that is what happened over here in Rizwan's case. He was able to get exactly what we were aiming for. And that is where the beauty of the craft of Rizwan lies. He knows exactly what to make and how to make. And that is where I was completely mind blown, because we wanted that Aventus edge. We wanted that mango of God of Fire, but not in a way that we wanted it to be. And then we added some natural absolutes and single accords into the mix. The end result, it's neither a Creed Aventus, neither a God of Fire, neither any other perfume that you have smelled, but it will give you the vibe that, okay, there might have been some essences that they were inspired by when it came to this particular blend. Can you imagine it has got the floral note of jasmine in it as well? but the jasmine is so nuanced and so undertoned that you're going to get the hint very later into the stage of the perfume. There is some sandalwood, some cedar into the base as well, which you get at the end. So these were the things that we wanted to incorporate to enhance the entire charismatic vibe of Mythos. This also performs really well out of the box. By the way, we wanted to talk about the bottle. Usually this kind of bottle came with a plastic cap from Rizwan, but for the Luxe series, we went with a wooden cap. And this is how the stickering is. More on the branding a bit later, I'm telling you. But performance on this one, again, top notch. 1.5 hours of projection right out of the box as of now. And the longevity of 6 to 7 hours when applied on the clothes. And I applied this perfume in the morning at around 9 a.m. when I was going to the office. And while coming back at around 6 p.m., I was still getting whiffs, which was incredible. Now, I forgot to mention the use cases of these two perfumes. Ethos is your workhorse perfume. Any workplace, you're going to apply it and you're going to smell awesome. It's not intimidating, but at the same time, it's matured. Unprecedented quality of vetiver. Okay, that's the Ethos part. Mythos, apart from workplace, anything else, be it a casual gathering, everyday affair, going to the gym, going to meet your friends, anything, Mythos is the way to go for. And if you're a young person, you will be more attracted by Mythos. That is what we feel. If you are a more matured person, you will be attracted to Ethos. That is what we feel. Okay, let's talk about the third perfume, and that's the first one that we started working on together, Desire. Now, here is the thing with Desire. Desire is by far one of the best date night perfumes that I have smelled, not because we blended it. If it was available by some other brand, I would have told the same thing. It is not something that you would smell across any other perfume. In the comment section, one of the notes that primarily focused on for the date night perfume, Desire, was the note of iris. Iris is that backbone of very famous perfumes like Dior Homme Intense, Gentleman Reserve Privé. We wanted to incorporate iris into the perfume. That was sure. We did. But we just didn't want it to be another clone of Dior Homme Intense or Gentleman Reserve Privé. We wanted it to be something completely else, where the nuances of iris will be there, but then you need a bit more. Something that captures the audience with awe. And that is where we added a bit of cherry on top, some lavender on top to give it that sexy, seductive vibe, but not at all gourmand. We didn't want it to be sweet. We wanted it to be alluring. And then we added little bit of pepper to give it that kick, spicier kick at the top. The moment it comes into the base, the dry down, there is some boozy accords. There is a hint of rose into the mix. The rose is so subtle, it will give you that floral hint, but it will not overpower any other notes. And then there is some fruity nuances of pear into the mix at the base, and the dry down is to die for. Okay, there is tonka, there is vanilla, there is some musk, there is some cedar, there is some vetiver, there is some patchouli, giving that depth to the entire backbone of iris, which starts from the first, ends at the last. So iris is accompanied by so many different sexy notes out there. The idea behind creating this perfume, when we were working on the ideation part, like what this perfume represents, it was a very charismatic, sexy person who walks into the room and garners attention from the opposite sex right away. But he doesn't do it by trying. It's effortless for him. He has this sexy, enigmatic character that is very intoxicating. Because we wanted to highlight the intoxicating part, we added the boozy accord. Okay? The iris is a note which women are very familiar with. It's the sticky, lipsticky, makeup-y smell that is very familiar to them, and they love that note. Even my wife does. And that is the reason it needed to have iris. We wanted to create something which has vanilla, because vanilla is very sexy, but we didn't want to go the route of sweet, vanillic, gourmand essence. We wanted the dark part of vanilla. So we went with that. The end result is Desire. And by far out of the box, this performs the best. In a cold wintry day, this is going to blow your mind, I'm sure. Performance as of now is 2 hours of projection. At an arm's length, anybody else will be getting the whiff, that is for sure. And the longevity is 8 to 9 hours easily when applied on the clothes right out of the box. But there's a tendency of this perfume to make you nose blind, because the notes, the iris note kind of at times makes you a bit nose blind. So you might feel that the perfume is not performing, but then on the third hour or the fourth hour, Suddenly you're going to get a whiff and you're going to realize, okay, this perfume is existing. This is performing. And that's the best part. This perfume will not make anybody lean back, rather lean into you and ask you, what are you wearing? So that's Desire. So let me just place them one by one over here and then talk about the pricing. Okay, so the pricing part. Initially, we wanted to launch this perfume at $17.99 each, because previous, the Luxe Tobacco and Luxe Duality were around $9.99 when we launched. But you know what? When we started tweaking with the notes, tweaking with the oils, tweaking with the natural absolutes was something that we didn't even thought about initially. But then we started making the perfumes better and better and better and better and better. At some point, we realized that this is the final blend that we want to go with. But at that point in time, the pricing was coming to roughly about $2,500. And we were like, that's a bit high. So then we did some cost cutting, how we are going to tell you. And the final pricing that we landed on for these perfumes are 2299, 2300 approximately. And you might feel that 2300 is a bit expensive. I do get it, but take any perfume from Middle Eastern houses anywhere between 5000 range or a designer perfume at 6000, 7000 range. Still, the kind of quality, the kind of smell structure, the kind of sillage transition that these perfumes are offering is unparalleled, unprecedented. They are not offering this quality, that is for sure. And with so much conviction, we were like, no, we cannot step down after what we have smelled on these. And there is around 10 to 20% of natural absolutes that has been used into these perfumes as well, the single accords, which makes the entire experience more enjoyable, more fun, and more realistic. And that is the reason the pricing was finally set at 2299. How did we cut the corners in the cost from 2500 to 2300? Let me tell you. First off, the boxes. These were designed by us. We didn't go to the designer. Rizwan has a designer who usually designs the boxes, but he charges an amount based on the box designs and everything. We designed all of these by ourselves. Okay. I don't know how, if you like the design or not, but we did design this by ourselves. There's a nifty little logo of Fusion and Scent Saga at the top. That's the only branding of Scent Saga in the entire box and the bottles. Okay. And we also did the designs of the stickers. And also we did the UV printed, so there is an edge. If you touch them, you're gonna understand they're lifted. Okay. So we wanted to keep the design minimal because we are not designers, right? I am a reviewer. Rizwan is a perfumer. We are not designers, but we still wanted to make sure that we design the perfume so that we can reduce the cost a bit. And then the packaging. Usually Rizwan has a specific vendor that he works with for the packaging, but this time we wanted to cut the cost in the packaging area. So we went ahead and we worked with another vendor, and that is where the screw up happened. I mean, I'm going to tell you, but then we did the packaging. Final cost came out to be 2299 for the singular bottles when the perfume launches on 21st of September. But then we thought, like, what about the loyal customers of Rizwan who has been ordering from Rizwan for a long duration of time, or the loyal viewers of Scent Saga who just watches a video and grabs a perfume just because they trust my words? What happens to them? So we wanted to incentivize those people as well. So we came up with two more options, which we are going to share with you. First, on the launch date on 21st of September, if you purchase these perfumes as a combo, because as I told you earlier, these are modular perfumes. So layering is an option that you can do with these to create a completely different new scent profile. So a combo of these perfumes on the launch date will be 4,999, approximately 5,000 rupees, making the effective cost of each perfumes to around 1700-ish. Okay. At 1700 cost for each, we are getting to where we wanted to get, but just in a combo series, we were able to do it because when we are batch shipping the product and we are putting less margin because we are selling it in a combo, we are able to get that or achieve that pricing. So 4,999 for the entire combo of the trilogy set on the launch date. Now, the best part. Those who are very, very, very loyal to Scent Saga or Fusion by Rizwan, for them, we have the option of pre-booking. Because I know many of you will be confused as to whether to go for it or not. And that is the reason for the person who trusts us like crazy, we have a pre-booking option for these perfumes where each of these perfumes on the single bottle will cost you 1,999. So under 2,000, you are getting this blend if you are pre-booking. And if you get the combo on the pre-booking date till the launch date, if you're pre-booking it, you're going to get it at 4,499. So 4,500. And at that particular pricing, the entire perfume pricing comes down to 1,500 per bottle. Yes, if in case you're getting it on a combo. And that's the best pricing that we could have provided you with. And beyond that, I'm sorry if you're expecting something else. Cannot be done with the quality that Rizwan has blended over here. Not possible. And the final part, or the final chapter of the packaging, each and every bottle will sit right like this in the box. And there will be a sample that will be provided with each box. This sample over here will contain a secret blend, a secret perfume that Rizwan is working on with me again. And the blend is going to be a secret. It's a mystery product which will be revealed of 2nd of October on Rizwan's birthday. That's the bonus perfume in the trilogy set that Rizwan and I have been working in secretly. So nothing will be announced. Only the sample will be provided in each boxes so that you get to experience what that particular perfume is. And we are not going to disclose anything else because the blend will speak for itself. It's a really awesome blend. Perfect for the upcoming winters. Trust me when I say this, that's going to be awesome as well. But it's going to be a mystery product that is going to be revealed on 2nd of October from Rizwan's end for the birthday. So that was with the packaging, but now let's come to the screw up part. Where did we screw up? Okay, let me show you where we screwed up. As I told you, we were doing the designs by ourselves. We hired a different vendor for the entire thing. What ended up happening was this. Can you see it? Okay. Let me see if you can see it now. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Look at the place over here. The spelling says PERFUM. There exists parfum, PARFUM, perfume, PERFUME. But the vendor, while printing the boxes, made a spelling mistake over here. Instead of going with parfum or perfume, he made a spelling mistake by saying PERFUM. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it, and that was the problem. In every boxes that we printed, this spelling mistake exists. And we were kind of disappointed. Like after so much hard work, after everything we are putting into the, the perfumes and everything, even with the stickers, we had a Scent Saga and Fusion branding on the stickers he missed out on. And we were like, okay, still, people know that it's a Scent Saga Fusion product. At least he's not making a spelling mistake over there, but over here he made a spelling mistake, and which really pissed us off. And this is where we really need your help. Can you help us decide on what needs to be done? Like Rizwan was saying, we should put a sticker on top of it with the correct spelling and it's done. And I was saying, if we put a sticker on top of it, the entire unboxing experience becomes like this. His words were, the boxes do not mean anything. Anyway, the people will usually throw the boxes away. I do get that. But my theory was, when the perfume arrives and you are paying your hard-earned money, even that small little spelling mistake kind of stings. So can you just help me out with what we should be doing? I mean, should we put a sticker with the correct spelling, or we should just keep it as is because it's just one letter and one small typo? I mean, just help us out with this one. In the comment section, just let us know what is the right way to approach this, because once these boxes are over, the perfumes will be over as well. We are not creating another blend up until we actually get demand, because this is a limited batch that we are going with. We have no idea how well this is going to be received. As and when more demands come into play, we will again source the materials and again blend another batch. That point in time, we can actually fix the boxes and right away go with it. But till the time, this is the spelling mistake that we will have to live with, and whoever is ordering has to live with. I know it's not a big deal, but it's a big deal when you're creating something with so much heart and soul into the product. Okay, so that's the entire thing. Once this video goes live, the link to pre-booking will be available in the description and the pinned comment section. If in case you trust us, you know what we are capable of, if you feel that the DNA resonates with you, you can use the pre-booking section, or you can wait till 21st of September when the perfume launches, and then you can make your decision whether you should go with it or you should not. That's the entire thing. Around 80 or 90 bottles have been created for this particular perfume. Each bottle around 80 to 90. And once those 80-90 bottles are gone, they're gone. Then we will have to wait and see how the demands come. And if they are there, then we will again think about making another batch, or else that's it. That's for the Luxe Trilogy set. So these were all the information about the launch of Luxe Trilogy, Luxe Ethos, Luxe Mythos, and Luxe Desire. Let us know in the comment section what we should be doing with the spellings, and whether you're interested in the product, not. Feedback, anything, any kind of comment is welcome, because we will read all those and get back to you if you have any queries or concerns. And with that, Thank you so much for listening to me. This is Deep signing off. We will see you on the next one very soon. Bye-bye.